The galaxy is silent after a massive interstellar war. Entire alien empires have fallen, star systems burn. At the center of power sits Queen Zalthira, ruler of the Zyrak Dominion, feared by all species. She is furious. Her throne room trembles as she roars orders. Thousands of alien nobles kneel in fear. Even her generals refuse to meet her eyes. Then she speaks a name. A human name. The room freezes. Aliens whisper in terror, some protest, others panic. Humans are weak, few in number, no psychic power, no natural weapons. Yet the Queen orders that one human be brought to her side immediately. The story follows Ethan Hale, a human logistics officer stationed on a minor Alliance outpost. He is not a hero, not a soldier legend, just careful, calm, and observant. When the order reaches him, even human commanders are confused. No explanation is given. Only one warning. Do not anger the Queen. As Ethan travels through alien space, tension builds. He sees ruined worlds, broken fleets, silent graveyards of alien species. He realizes something is very wrong. Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. The galaxy had gone quiet after the war. Not peaceful quiet. Not safe quiet. It was the kind of silence that followed screaming. Broken starships drifted through space like dead bones. Entire worlds were dark, their suns still burning but their cities silent. Ancient alien empires, once loud and proud, were now nothing more than names recorded in damaged archives. At the center of what remained stood one power. The Zyrak Dominion. And at the heart of the Dominion sat its ruler. Queen Zalthira. She was furious. Her throne room was carved from black living stone, tall enough to hold mountains. Glowing veins of energy ran through the walls like blood. Thousands of alien nobles stood in wide circles, layered by rank and fear. No one spoke. They did not need to. The Queen's rage filled the room like a storm. Her crown floated above her head, formed from shifting shards of crystal and metal. Her tall body was wrapped in ceremonial armor, but it was not for protection. Nothing in this galaxy could threaten her directly. Except failure. And today she had tasted it. A massive alien general stepped forward, his armored limbs shaking. The war was won, my queen, he said carefully. The enemy fleets are destroyed. The Queen's eyes burned brighter. Won, she repeated slowly. Her voice was calm, but the stone floor beneath her throne cracked. You lost 3 armadas, she said. You lost 12 systems, you lost control of your own supply lines. The general lowered his head. Then she stood. Every being in the chamber dropped to one knee. Some pressed their foreheads to the floor in terror. Queen Zalthira descended the steps of her throne, each step echoing like thunder. This was not victory, she said. This was chaos. She turned her gaze toward the massive star map floating in the air. Red lights marked destroyed fleets, blue lights marked survivors. Then something strange appeared. Thin white lines. Human roots. Her claws tightened. Bring me the data again, she ordered. A nearby attendant activated the display. Information streams poured across the air, showing movement, timing, resource transfers, and battlefield outcomes. The Queen stared. Again. And again. Her fury grew colder. This pattern, she said, it is not Zyrak, it is not enemy design. She turned slowly toward her council. Who touched the war without my command? No one answered. Fear thickened the air. Finally, the Queen spoke again. Summon the human. Gasps echoed across the chamber. Some nobles raised their heads in shock, others hissed in anger. A few stepped back in fear as if the word itself carried danger. A human, one noble dared to ask. My queen, they are insignificant. The Queen's gaze snapped toward him. He fell silent instantly. Insignificant things do not bend wars, she said. She lifted her hand. Bring him to me. Far away, on a small Alliance station near the edge of known space, Ethan Hale was checking cargo flow reports. The station was old, built for cooperation, not beauty. Humans shared it with several minor alien species. The lights flickered often. The walls were thin, but it worked. Ethan liked things that worked. He was not a soldier hero. He had never led a charge or fired a legendary weapon. His job was simple. Make sure things arrived on time. Make sure nothing broke. Make sure small mistakes did not become big disasters. He believed wars were often lost long before the first shot was fired. That belief had kept him alive. A warning alarm sounded across the station. Ethan looked up confused. That alarm was never used. Then the message came through every channel at once. All personnel stand by, priority order from the Zyrak Dominion. The room went silent. Humans exchanged nervous looks. Zyrak orders were rare, Zyrak attention was dangerous. Ethan's console blinked. Name ETHAN Hale. Status required. Destination ZYRAK Capital World. Ethan stared at the screen. That has to be a mistake, someone whispered. Ethan swallowed. He had never even seen a Zyrak queen in real life. Few beings had. A human commander approached him slowly. Ethan, she said quietly, do you know why they want you? Ethan shook his head. No idea, he said honestly. Her face tightened. Then be careful, she said, the queen does not summon without reason. The journey through Zyrak space felt unreal. Ethan's transport ship passed through massive gates made of energy and stone. Zyrak fleets moved with perfect order, their ships enormous and silent. Everywhere he looked, he saw signs of recent war. Repairs, wreckage, mourning vessels. And yet something felt controlled. Too controlled. When the capital world appeared, Ethan felt his breath leave his chest. The planet was alive. Black continents shifted slowly. Golden light flowed like rivers across its surface. Massive structures rose from the ground as if grown rather than built. The ship descended toward a towering palace that seemed to pierce the clouds. Ethan's heart pounded. This was not a place meant for humans. Zyrak guards escorted him through halls larger than human cities. Their armor gleamed. Their eyes never left him. He felt smaller. But he walked forward anyway. The massive throne room doors opened. Silence fell. Thousands of eyes turned toward him. Ethan stepped inside. The queen sat on her throne, unmoving. Her presence was overwhelming, not just physical size but weight. Authority pressed down on him like gravity. He stopped at the center of the chamber. Kneel, a guard ordered. Ethan hesitated for half a second. Then he knelt. The queen rose. She descended the steps slowly, studying him like a puzzle that should not exist. You are human, she said. Yes, my queen, Ethan replied. Her eyes narrowed. You are not a warrior. No, you are not a commander. No, you are not important. The words struck hard. Ethan took a breath. I do my job, he said. A ripple of surprise moved through the room. The queen circled him. Your job, she said slowly, touched every major fleet supply line during the war. Ethan felt a chill. I followed alliance protocols, he said, optimized timing, reduced waste. The queen stopped in front of him. You altered priority routes, she said. You delayed some fleets, you accelerated others. Yes, Ethan said, based on need. Her claws flexed. Those changes saved 3 Zyrak armadas, she said, and caused 2 enemy offensives to collapse. The room buzzed. Ethan's eyes widened slightly. I didn't plan battles, he said, I planned deliveries. The queen leaned closer. That is what terrifies me, she said. She straightened. Humans do not fight as we do, she said to the chamber. They do not roar, they do not dominate. She looked down at Ethan. They think. A council member stepped forward angrily. My queen, this human interfered without permission. The queen raised her hand. Silence returned instantly. She looked at Ethan again. Did you intend to change the war? She asked. Ethan shook his head. I intended to keep people alive, he said. For the first time, the Queen did not look angry. She looked thoughtful. You will remain here, she said. Ethan's heart skipped. At my side, she continued. Gasps echoed again. The fate of your species now follows your words, the Queen said quietly. She leaned close, her voice low. Speak carefully, human. Ethan realized something then. This was not an execution. This was a test. And the galaxy was watching. The throne room remained silent. Thousands of alien nobles stood frozen, afraid to breathe. The living stone beneath their feet pulsed slowly, reacting to the tension in the air. Queen Zalthira stood before the kneeling human, her towering form casting a long shadow across the chamber. Ethan Hale felt the weight of the galaxy pressing down on him. He had faced danger before, broken stations, failing systems, starships moments from disaster, but this was different. This was not about survival of a ship or a crew. This was about survival of a species. The Queen studied him in silence. Her many eyes searched his face, not for fear alone, but for truth. You claim you did not intend to change the war, she said at last, yet the war bent around your actions. Ethan swallowed. My Queen, he said carefully, wars are made of more than weapons. A low murmur spread through the chamber. The Queen raised one claw, and silence returned instantly. Explain, she said. Ethan lifted his head slightly. He did not stand, he knew better. When humans fight, he said, we rarely have the strongest weapons, we rarely have the largest fleets, so we learn to survive in other ways. The Queen circled him again, slow and deliberate. Humans watch, Ethan continued. We measure, we adjust, we fix small problems before they become disasters. He gestured gently toward the massive star map still floating above them. I saw supply routes stretched too thin, fleets waiting too long for repairs, crews exhausted before battles even began. One of the alien generals shifted uncomfortably. I did not change battle plans, Ethan said. I changed timing, I changed flow. The Queen stopped walking. And because of that, she said, entire enemy armadas arrived late, hungry, low on power. Yes, Ethan said quietly. Her eyes narrowed. You crippled them without firing a shot. I supported allies, Ethan replied, that is all. The Queen turned away from him and faced her council. For generations, she said, the Zyrak Dominion ruled through strength, through fear, through overwhelming force. Her voice echoed through the chamber. And yet, she continued, our enemies nearly broke us. She turned back to Ethan. Your kind entered this war as assistants, she said, as helpers, as background noise. Her claws tightened. And still you altered its outcome. A noble stepped forward, his voice sharp. This proves humans are dangerous, he said. They must be controlled. Another shouted, or eliminated before they grow bolder. The room filled with angry noise. Ethan's heart raced, but he remained still. The Queen raised both hands. The sound died instantly. She stared down at Ethan. Human, she said, do you know why I am furious? Ethan hesitated. No, my queens. She leaned closer, her voice low and cold. I am furious because your kind revealed a weakness we refused to see. She straightened and addressed the chamber. Our empire is powerful, she said, but it is rigid, we do not adapt quickly, we do not question tradition. Her gaze hardened. Humans do. A ripple of discomfort spread among the nobles. They changed the war not through rebellion, she said, but through cooperation. She looked at Ethan again. You did not ask for permission. I did not think it was needed, Ethan said honestly. People were dying. The Queen studied him for a long moment. Then something unexpected happened. She laughed. It was not loud, not cruel. It was tired. Your honesty offends them, she said, gesturing to her council, but it interests me. She stepped closer. Tell me, human, she said, if your species had true power, fleets like ours, weapons like ours, what would you do? The chamber leaned in. Ethan took a slow breath. We would still try to prevent waste, he said. We would still try to keep people alive. Some nobles scoffed. You lie, one said. All species seek dominance. Ethan looked at him calmly. Humans seek survival first, he said. Dominance comes later, sometimes by accident. The Queen's eyes flashed. Dangerous words, she said. Yes, Ethan agreed, but true. She returned to her throne and sat slowly. Human Ethan, hail, she said. Your species stands at a crossroads. The chamber grew still. You may become servants, she said. Your mind's bound to our command. Your efficiency used to strengthen the Dominion. Ethan's chest tightened. Or, she continued, you may become a threat, a future rival. The council stirred again. The Queen raised a claw. There is a third path, she said. All eyes turned to her. A partnership, she said. Humans and Zyrak, strength guided by adaptability. Gasps filled the room. Ethan looked up stunned. My Queen, he said carefully, humans do not kneel well. A dangerous silence followed. The Queen stared at him. Then she smiled. That, she said softly, is why you are here. She leaned forward. But understand this, she continued. If humans betray us, we will erase them. Ethan met her gaze. And if we are enslaved, he said, we will resist, quietly, constantly. The Queen laughed again, louder this time. You threaten me, she asked. No, Ethan said, I warn you. The chamber erupted in shocked whispers. The Queen rose from her throne. She walked down the steps and stopped before Ethan. You speak as if you already believe your species matters, she said. Ethan nodded. We do, he said, even when others don't. The Queen studied him for a long time. Then she turned to her council. Prepare a declaration, she commanded. Humanity will stand beside the Dominion. Chaos erupted. Protests, outrage, fear. The Queen's voice cut through it all. They will not rule, she said. They will not serve. She looked at Ethan one last time. They will advise, she said. They will optimize, they will challenge our assumptions. She raised her voice. And in return, they will be protected. Silence fell again. The decision was made. Ethan felt his knees weaken. My Queen, he said, on behalf of humanity. She raised a claw. Do not thank me, she said. You have given us something more valuable than obedience. She leaned close. You have given us perspective. Ethan was escorted from the throne room hours later. As he walked through the vast halls, messages spread across the galaxy. Humans were no longer background noise. They were no longer helpers. They were partners. On distant worlds, alien leaders argued. Some prepared defenses, others sought alliances. On Earth, human commanders stared at the message in disbelief. And somewhere deep within the Zyrak Palace, Queen Zalthira stood alone, looking out at the stars. For the first time in centuries, she felt something unfamiliar. Hope. The galaxy had learned a lesson that day. Humans did not conquer with claws. They did not dominate with fear. They changed systems. They fixed weaknesses. They survived. And once noticed, they could never be ignored again. End.